Hello guys, you're welcome back, and this is the second part of a two-part video. I don't know, it might extend to become a series, but for now I think it's a two-part video where I'm talking about how you can design this beautiful interface using Python. This is not JavaScript, this is not React, no CSS. We used Python in the first part of this video. You will see the link of the video up on this video now, or even on the description area of this video. The first part, we designed this and we created this without writing a single code. Actually, we did all this in Python without writing one line of code. Amazing. If you haven't watched that video, please go back and watch it. But if you have already watched that video, I was talking about that I was going to show you how you can go ahead and start making changes to your GUI using Python. So the first thing you notice here is that you can't resize this windows. All right, you can only minimize it. There is no maximizing button, it's not working. So I want to change that because I like everybody likes some form of responsiveness, right? So I'm just going to drag this over to my other monitor, and then let me go to my code. Now I remember I gave you a small assignment the other time. I told you to go over to Python's library TK. All right, Python's TK library to read more about this program. It's very important that you read about TK as exhaustively as you can, so that you can grasp more what is actually going on behind the scene. So if you've done that or not, I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to judge if you've not done that. So I'm just going to go back to my editor and I'm going to minimize this. Remember, this is still running. All right, so as you can see on my terminal here, the program is still running. It's still running here. So if I stop this now, it has killed the program. Oh, sorry, you can't see. Okay, let me start it again. So you can see, for me to close this, I can either click here to end the program like any other software, or I'll click here and the program is dead. All right, I've killed it for that moment. So I'm just going to take this terminal down a notch, and then I'm going to come over to, of course, for the source code of this, you can go check out the source code. I've provided the source code in the link in the description below. But please remember to like the video, comment, and also subscribe to the channel. That will be hugely appreciated. That's the biggest support I can ask from you for now. But of course, I've also added my buy me a coffee button. So if you want to get me a coffee, I won't reject that. I'll appreciate that from you. Thank you. So let's look at, first of all, how we can make this GUI to become responsive. All right, not 100% responsive. I'm not talking about that when we reduce it, that is going to shuffle all this. No, it's not that. We've not gotten to that area yet. So let's look at least we should be able to maximize this to make it full screen or reduce it a bit. All right, so let's see how we can do that. Just drag that out of the way. Now come back to our code, and then let me show you something. So this is what's happening here. Window, we use the variable called window. This can be anything. All right, it mustn't be window, it can be anything you want. So window equal to TK, so we're making it equal to TK, which we have imported. That's Tkinter, right? So now we have this geometry. The geometry here stands for the size of this window. All right, so if you want to change the size to maybe 1400, all you have to do is to type in the codes. All right, and then kill this one and run this again. And if you check now, our window is a little bit bigger. It's now 1400 pixels. All right, I'm going to leave it at that because it fits on my two monitors. All right, so I'm just going to drag that away to my first monitor. So that's one way, but still we haven't made that the window responsive. So I'm just going to come here. I'll say window again. Right, sorry, minimize this. So I'm going to say window dot okay, let me remove that. Let's just go down a bit. Let me just search. I know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for two statements of false. Yes, so this is what I was about to write. So I remembered it would be in the code somewhere. So here you can see it says window resizable. So this is just a boolean value to determine whether we can resize this window or not. So this is for, I think, the width, and this is for the height. So you can change any of this. If I change this to true, for instance, and I run this, says code is already running, so I'm just simply going to kill this guy. And once I do that, I'm going to run code again. This time around, when I bring this, let's see, you can see that now our window is resizable because we have changed this first value. This first true here represents the width, while this represents the height. So you can see now that our window, we can now drag it. You know, this wasn't happening before. It wasn't happening before. Beautiful. Now, what about if we want to allow it to, you know, become even bigger? So we can change it to, true. Oh God, am I typing like this today? Okay, so true. So, but you know, each time it doesn't, you know, it's Python, you know, doesn't support hot reload. If you're coming from React Native or something, I'm sorry, or JavaScript, sorry about this, but I'm just going to kill that and run it again. Now, when I run it, so notice what happened here. Here, first of all, you can see Windows has started even giving me these options to, you know, put this window anywhere, you know, to make it one of the multi-windows. Now you can do this and it's maximized. It fills up the whole screen, right? And you can do this to reduce. You can drag. You can do any of this, all right, to do that. So it's not as responsive as to start, you know, changing shapes and all that, but at least it's something. The next thing that we are going to do is we are going to check how we can move around. I told you that these things are not images. Yeah, they are elements. They are widgets. We call them widgets in Tkinter and in Python. So we can change the positions of these things a bit. So this first text entry here, I'm just going to move it. Nothing serious. The first text entry, that's this. Sorry, you didn't see that earlier. This, I'm going to move it. So, you know, in the first video, I explained that to achieve this round circle, I placed an image. I placed a rectangle and I gave it the name image, and then I placed another rectangle inside and I gave it the name text box or text area, in order for me to have this, you know, rounded edges area here. So I want to move this one out. So I want to change the positioning of that entry field. So I'm just going to look for the first entry. This is the first. Should be entry 1. Now I'm looking for entry 0. You know, it starts counting from 0. Or did it? Okay, let's just search for entry underscore. Okay, all right, it's named it 1, 2, 3. I was expecting it to name it 0, 1, 2. Right, so we have the first entry here. You can see it has this text widget here that it's calling. So then there is this entry underscore 1 place. So this place means, where do we place this entry widget we have inside here? Where did we place it on the canvas? All right, so let's just make a little change to this. Let me change this to no, let me do Y. I'm going to take it up, so I'm going to change this to 200.00, and I'm going to kill this running window once again, and I'm going to run the code again. Let's do this fast. Now you can see that my entry field has gone up here. Okay, so it's on its own now because I've reduced the, you know, just like in CSS now. Okay, we're back a little bit to CSS again, but this Y, right, the Y-axis, where it is positioned along the Y-axis, has been reduced drastically to 200 instead of where it was before. So now if you try putting a text here, it's not going to work because this is actually just an image. All right, it's just an image here. Okay, so we did this in order for us to get this round circle. So it's just a little trick that you've got to buy me a coffee for, or at least hit the subscribe button and I'll be happy for. So let me undo what I did. Now I'm going to save this again. And this time after, okay, I saved, I need to save, need to restart. And oops. Now when I restart, you see we are back to normal. Okay, so what about this login page text here? What if I want to change it? I can do that. I'm just going to kill this login page. Let me search for this text. I think it's a text. All right, beautiful. You can see it here. Canvas.create text. This. Canvas.create text. That. These are the texts. We have login page. We have built with love by Anatotech. And we have another one, email address here, and some other text. So this is the one I'm concerned about. So I'm just going to move this a bit. So let me say I'm going to move it to 200, and let's see what this gives us. Let me run the code again. Okay. Let's try it again. So let me make it a little bit more. I want to move that login page. What I want to do is to move that text login page to the other side. So let me give it 500 screen units. That's pixels. So I'm gonna run now. Are you gonna run or not? Oh, I think it's already running. Let me kill my terminal and then try again. I think I'm getting some kind of error here. I think some part of my text was selected. Let me run that again. Okay, now you can see, because I've come here, I came to here, see this canvas, this login page, I've been able to change. And of course you can do any other thing. You can change the text entirely to welcome to Untitled Tech YouTube register YouTube membership. Okay, and then sorry, gotta close that. And then when I kill that and then run it again, please, if you're watching this and you know you probably know somehow we can bring in hotfix, hot reload like we have in JavaScript into Python, oh, it will be awesome. I know that could be sounding absurd, but I know it's possible. We can do that, right? We are humans. That's what we do. We solve problems to help. So I've killed. So sometimes when you do stuff, you try running, it doesn't work. Just kill the terminal so that you can start it again. So you can see welcome to Untitled Tech YouTube membership. So that shows you there's a text, but you can't copy it, of course. This is not JavaScript, guys. This is GUI, but you can't copy this, right? So I'm just gonna change this back to please subscribe. Thank you. Manners make it man. So when I kill this and I run this again, oh, beautiful. Now you can see we have please subscribe, thank you there. So the same way you can change all this. Now you're able to change this text strictly because if you go back to our Figma file, remember you named you did not give this text, you allow them to have their own names, or you can change the name to anything you want, or it can be anything except things like image, text box. You can't name them with those reserved names. That's why we are able to make these changes to our text. All right, so that is how you can start making changes. And of course, every other thing you need to know, you can go ahead and research on how to run certain functions like this button. For instance, let's see if you can find where the button is. Oh yeah, so you can see our button here, our button image. It has an image here and all that, and then it has a lambda function here that prints this. All right, it prints this. So we already have a function called button1. Oh, sorry, we have a lambda function, I'm sorry about that, that just prints out lambda that gives us prints button1 clicked. I want to change this to anything. I can say button activated, something of that nature. And when I close this and run this again, each time this button is clicked, I just want you to reduce this a little bit. So you can also go ahead and research on how you can make your windows scroll level and all that in Tkinter. It's all good. If I come over to my terminal and I click this, oh sorry, go back to the oh sorry, I'm just going to close this. I'm going to run it again. So my own Python setup has this output and it has a terminal, so never mind. So when I click this now, you can see button activated. So that shows you, assuming you want to build a simple calculator or something, you can actually collect input from this, and then perform calculation and use a label or something else to have an output somewhere on the screen. So ladies and gentlemen, this is how you can use, this is part 2 of how you can use Python to design beautiful interfaces. You can design anything. In fact, you can pretty much go to Figma community, or people, I don't know, if you want us to do this, probably you should tell me in the comment section below. If you want us to have a live coding section, where we actually go and go to somewhere like Figma, get permission from one of these people, something, and then probably pick one of these designs. It would be nice though. It was exciting, maybe pick one of these designs and then recreate it on Figma, and after recreating it on Figma, we actually have it out. So probably pick something like this that is a mobile app design, and then we can actually design on mobile, design an interface on mobile with the navigations and everything. We export it and create our interfaces with it, and then we create an APK with our exported code. We can do all that and more. So please hit on that subscribe button. Let me know how you feel about these videos. If there's anything we can improve, I can improve. And then if there's anything you want to add to it, please do let me know. And all the resources you need are on the sections below, including links to the things I use in my video, like my camera, my laptop, and every other thing you might need. Thank you for watching, and my name is Untitled Tech. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, share the word about the YouTube channel, tell the world about my YouTube channel, like the video, drop your comment, and come again next time. Make sure you turn on the notifications, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.